Here's something most string educators won't admit out loud. And I can tell you this is my experience with myself when I first started, with my friends, with my colleagues, with people I've met who are amazingly talented and accomplished classical players and players of all styles. We are just as scared of improvisation as our students are. And our students can feel that. And today, I want to crush that fear for you. I want to eliminate that limiting belief for you and for your students, because the truth is, you don't need anything fancy. You don't need a jazz degree. You just need the tools you already have to start. You don't even have to leave the first position. You just need permission. Who better to give us permission than Yo-Yo Ma, who says, when your heart and your mind are engaged, you cannot go wrong. If we can shift to the frame of, am I playing the right notes or a certain note, to, am I fully present? Am I in this moment? Then we have the best start, better than any set of exercises could give us. Itzhak Perlman tells us, trust your ability. That's what you need to do. Whether you've started the violin a week ago or your students are absolute beginners, there is something they already know that they can already do. There's a reason they are there, and that's all we need to connect to. Maybe it's just smiling and holding the instrument and making up a song out loud with our mouth or by tapping. Maybe as adult music teachers, it's something like playing something we already know in a new way, or taking the notes from a song and mixing it up. We already have what we need. What if the most powerful thing you could give your students has nothing to do with the notes on the page or music reading or literacy or outcomes or district requirements, and has everything to do with looking up, breathing together, and making music? If we haven't met, I'm EP Archer, and I help committed adults play the violin with beautiful tone and confidence without giving up the music they love. The number one limiting belief in string education is my students can't improvise, or my students aren't ready to improvise. The truth is, they are ready to start improvising as soon as they can hold their instrument and make a noise, whether that's tapping, walking with their feet, making a noise with their mouth, or just moving their head back and forth. Every time they respond to any type of playing, that is breathing, that is connecting. We haven't named that improvisation, but that's what it is if it's organic, if it's breathable, if we're doing it mindfully and intentionally. The second limiting belief, especially for music educators, is I don't know how to teach improvisation. I don't play jazz, or I wasn't trained in jazz. I want to break that for you right now. You don't have to know jazz. Take it from somebody who has a master's degree in jazz and who has played with international jazz recording artists. I went down that route because I thought that's what I had to do. And I can tell you from the other side, you do not need that. And that actually can feel more limiting than not having that jazz experience. You don't have to know certain folk tunes or bluegrass or even a blues form or a rock and roll solo or Smoke on the Water. You just have to be willing to put down your music for 3 minutes and play something simple. That's it. The style doesn't matter. The vocabulary, the language, that comes later. What matters right now is starting it, being open to it, and connecting. Open strings are enough to start. A whole note on the open D with attention and with tone and with bow weight, or open string Ds to the beat, and then we each change it to a different rhythm as we stay in time together with a backbeat or a metronome. That creates an atmosphere of synergy, of excitement, of lining up. You can improvise one open string with your entire orchestra and have them having fun and feeling free and not feeling stressed. What actually happens when we get our students off the page is they look up. They look inside. They look at other people. They connect. They're present in the moment in a different way. We're teaching them to do this really hard stuff. I mean, playing a string instrument is so difficult. And they're doing it at different ages and different developmental stages and times when things feel emotionally challenging and intellectually challenging, and they're taking it in stride. And the fact that you're there for them and you're a part of that and a part of their quality world is so amazing. But if you want to take it a step further, this is here. And it might feel like stepping on a precipice, but really, you're just going to have them do something they already know how to do. They already feel comfortable, and you're going to lead them knowing way more about that one thing they know than they do, so that you can be an empowered leader and a fun leader. And that is going to create an environment of positivity and playfulness and experiment and expression. Your job as an educator isn't to make things perfect for yourself or your students. It's to make it safe, a safe space to try, where it's safe to be imperfect and to sound different than what's written, to express differently, to inflect, articulate, and move differently, to be yourself, and to do that on an instrument, to do that in the context of a piece that is written or just a single note that we're feeling in the moment. That environment is where real musical growth happens. So here's how we're going to apply this right now in 5 minutes. Grab your own instrument, put it in playing position, and take a breath. I want you to just play an open string, your choice, you choose. Pick your favorite or pick your least favorite. Hold it for a full bow. Now play it again, but let's variate that. Maybe you're doing quarters. Maybe you're doing tenuto. Maybe you're adding an accent to every other note that you play. Maybe you're doing a spiccato stroke. Maybe you're just ghosting with tilted bow hair across the fingerboard, sul tasto as you gently crescendo. You don't have to prepare for this. You've played your open notes a million different ways. That, as you feel it and stick with it, do this for at least 2 minutes, because there's something you have to break through just to start. And then there's another breakthrough that'll happen once you get at the 30-second to 1 minute mark. Everyone's different, but there's another plateau you will break through where you stop overthinking and stop feeling like, wow, this is one note. This is lame. What am I going to do with one note? When you break through that and start having fun with it and playing with it and experimenting with it, as if you only knew one note. My adult students do this all the time. It's like very first lesson. I want them to feel something and play something. And we do that the very first lesson, these open string improvisations where I accompany them. So once you get past that point of it not sounding like, Mozart, make it sound like how you feel. Make it sound like a story. Tell a story. Create a character. You can do all these things with one note, and it just gets even better from there. After you do that, notice how it felt to make a choice. Even a tiny one without the page telling you what to do. Did you go from spiccato to staccato? Did you do a flying pizzicato? What did you do? And did it give you a little smile? Were you able to interact with yourself and your instrument in the moment differently than you do when you're just on the page? That feeling you get is what your students are missing. And you just got it in less than 5 minutes using only an open string. If you want more tips and techniques on how to apply this for beginners, intermediate, and advanced, whether you're in the private studio or in an orchestra, I've got free downloadables for you, lesson plan ideas, and ways you can implement this right now as you prepare for the next school year, at a summer workshop, for a summer camp, or in your own private studio. So to access that, just come and say hi. Facebook.com/group/adult violin. We have tons of interactive resources, downloadables, and easy things to make your life more fun, more easy as a string teacher. And if you or someone else wants that beautiful tone, an unshakable confidence, without years at a rigid institution or frustrating rabbit holes that lead nowhere, I can help. Come get some expert feedback. Come meet committed string players just like you and stay accountable while actually having fun. Your best music and your best teaching is on the other side, and I can't wait to see you there.